There yet?
It should be there now.
All right.
Yep.
Waiting on my invite.
Should be in your inbox.
It just came. All right, there we go. Give us a second here, folks. All right, glad you could be with us. How's your Wednesday going so far?
Yeah, I just started. We'll see.
Yeah, it's already midweek. Can you believe that?
Every week kind of goes by fast.
Every week goes by
super fast.
Well, yeah, you got a lot going on.
You too.
Yeah. School's underway. We are rocking and rolling. Yesterday we had our freshman convocation, and then afterward, Dr. David Jeffries, we were walking back toward the buildings, and he says, "Hey, I'm going to go down the Rotary. You want to go with me?" I'm like, "Sure." So Ralph Hennessy was the speaker yesterday, the executive director of England Air Park. So he was able to give some updates that I thought were quite interesting. And we need to get him on the show here sometime soon. But just to kind of recap quickly for y'all. And by the way, coming up on the show at 7:30, Jeff Powell will be here, superintendent from Rapides Parish Schools. And then at 8:05, Greg Walker will be stepping in with us. But he talked about United Airlines. People keep asking, are they going to get United flights back here? He's expecting sometime in 2026 they'll get United flights back. He says they have raised about $1.35 million in grants just to kind of help if, let's say, United comes in and they have a month or two that's not as profitable as they'd want it to be. But he doesn't expect that'll be an issue because they were profitable when they left after COVID. And that was just a time where the airlines were kind of realigning a lot of things. So he said it had really nothing to do with whether they were profitable or not. They're talking with Allegiant Airlines about possible flights, direct flights to Vegas and Orlando. That would be cool for some people. Yeah. I know Vegas tourism is down, which you're hearing various reasons for that. But things I'm reading online, people say it's because of how they've changed Las Vegas.
Is it international tourism down across the country?
That's what I'm hearing too, yeah. Breeze Airlines might also be talking with them. Meanwhile, they have that charter company that's based here that they help to serve the ICE facility, but also they do a lot of charter flights for sports teams. That's a company that moved from Miami.
Wow.
They have some runway projects that they're working on, a $30 million extension that they think will be completed by March, and that will impact flights that are coming in for training at Fort Polk. They're hoping to replace the baggage conveyor system, which the current one is shot, he said, so they're hoping by the end of the year to do that. For Oakwing, they've got about $3 million in upgrades that are needed. They also are going to be changing management companies in October with them. They continue to look at the facilities on the former base, like the former hospital. What can they really do with that at this point? Also the former gym. So they're evaluating some of those things, looking at office space, all of which just takes money. And that's kind of one of the issues. Of course, a big question they said that they get are questions about the hotel, the former hotel, which he said it would take probably $3.5 to $5 million to put back into use. And the biggest issue is that hotel chains don't want a hotel that's that small. It's not a very big one. So they're looking at possibly making it into corporate apartments, which I thought was interesting. UCOR, he said construction should be happening or starting to happen right now. They're anticipating a startup possibly first or second quarter of next year. He talked about the AEX Loop. That's that bike trail that they have around the airport, 9 miles. Mm-hmm. You're not really a bicyclist, are you?
No. I was thinking about doing La Tour de Bayou in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah?
I don't have a bike. And trying to secure a bike, I need 2 bikes for my wife, too. But yeah. I was the kind of guy, I talked to the leader of it. I was like, can I do the 101 mile, just, off the cuff kind of thing? And he said, don't do that. So I still kind of want to do it, though.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
All right. And then the big issue he talked about, which they've been getting more and more questions about, the ICE facility out there, which was started in 2009 under Barack Obama, which takes detainees and flies them back to their countries of origin. They have a 400-bed facility that was built in 2014. The transfer facility said the people that are brought there are held for about 72 hours purposed originally for the worst offenders, but now that's really ballooned as more people are being sent back. And it is fed by 8 different facilities around the states. It's the only place like it in the country where it's actually at the airports, which I think is interesting. He said under Trump, stays at 200 flights. Well, they were at 200 flights a month for the first few months, but now it's grown 300%. So I guess that would be what, about 600 flights per month?
Wow.
Yeah. Agencies like the Coast Guard are assisting. Let's see. Averaging now about 6 flights per day. They also are facilitating self-deporters. He said actually they've seen a rise in that because to self-deport, they give you a passport to go back to your country of origin because you need one to get back in, I guess because you left the way you left. And they give you a $1,000 stipend.
I think they also feel like that could help them get back in the country.
Yeah, possibly. Right,
yeah.
Right. But a lot of countries, if you go back with $1,000 in your pocket, that's pretty good money. Yeah. They're working with the State Department, anticipating up to 6 flights per day. Guessing that there will be a 3 to 5 year bubble with this, and that there'll be a capacity for the next several months, and that they have a 50-year land lease with GEO. That's the company that operates that facility for the next 25 years, and 175 workers, but also bringing in another 30 or so to help with all of that. And that staff includes medical staff, dietitians. In fact, when they send people back, they usually give them a month's supply of medication if they are on any kind of medication. So that was pretty good information because we've been hearing more about it, and that's probably the most I've ever learned about it at any one time.
Yeah, same. I think I learned more here than I did on the New York Times piece.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, and I feel like the New York Times piece was overly critical. Like it could have been. There's more information.
Yeah, like this is going on.
And apparently people here didn't know that. I knew that was one of those transfer facilities.
Right.
But I didn't know it was seeing an uptick. So I guess that was something new we learned.
So yeah, thanks to Dr. Jeffries for inviting me. I know next Tuesday they're scheduled to have Senator Bill Cassidy. So
yeah, I try to go to Rotary when I can. I was busy over in Bunkie.
Yeah, you were down in Bunkie.
Doing fun stuff. Went to Griffin's, which is awesome. They have that new full-service gas station. So you go there and a guy pumps your gas.
Wow.
But it's Phil. He's a nice man. He's pretty cool.
Phil?
He was selling his muscadines on the side, too.
Phil the gas pumper?
Phil, they fill it up, baby. And then I went to the classic Bernice's sandwich shop.
Oh, yeah.
Lolly might know a thing or two about that. So, cool places.
You had the burger there?
Oh, yeah. The Fluke.
The Fluke.
And I thought it was like, they called it the Fluke because they put ham on it, and it was just like, it was a fluke. It was good. And it worked out. That was the guy's name.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's no fluke that the Fluke is good.
That's right.
Huh. Wow, you get these good assignments.
I self-assign.
Mr. Carmouche hooking you up, man.
Yes, he did. He told me about Griffin's, and of course Bernice's is a place you have to go there. But I did all that. It was fun.
Yeah.
I do love Rotary, though.
Well, you need to pencil Rotary for next Tuesday. Also, you need to pencil down NARBIA for next Monday. For folks that have gone or haven't gone to the North Rapids Business and Industry Alliance meeting, they have those once a month at Louisiana Christian University, and that is on, usually it's like the 3rd Monday of the month, I think. Yeah.
Is this the one Kennedy's coming? He's coming to the chamber thing happening the same day.
Oh, really?
So it's a lot going on.
Oh, is that? Okay.
Yeah, I think they had some
That's the one,
scheduling
Kate Brumley will be there on Monday.
So it's like you pick or choose which official you want to see.
Wow.
So.
All right. Well,
unless it changed in the last couple of days.
I would help you out, but I've got class on Monday.
No, I got you an assignment, so.
Yes.
We'll get an intern for that day.
I'm trying to raise up the next generation of Stephen Maxwells.
Need to hire one of them, too. Not that I can hire anybody, but,
Well, hey.
Yeah, but a lot going on that day, and, interesting about what's happening over at AEX, and, that's very cool.
Yeah. A couple other things he talked about, just the fact that, they in terms of like their funding, they make money off of rent and user fees. They don't get tax money. So things like landing fees, fuel fees, he's talking about that.
They don't get tax dollars?
That's what he said.
Oh. Well, federal tax dollars.
I think they can through like grants.
Grants,
like
yeah.
That.
Is the United thing a federal grant, or is that like a private grant?
Yes. He was talking about, I think federal grants, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And I think...
So a federal grant to bring a private company in to like incentivize them to? Okay.
Right.
I was making sure.
Right. I'm not sure if the state does that, but like I said, we need to get him on, talk a little bit more in depth about some of these things. It was a good presentation. He did a good job. So always interesting. Always good to see a lot of folks that you don't always get to see every day and enjoy spending that time with them.
Yeah.
Man, in the broadcast world, saw another big merger is taking place. Did you see this one? It's taking place between two companies, one called Nexstar, one called Tegna.
I heard it was going to happen possibly.
Yeah.
It's pretty big in our world.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been approved just yet, but Nexstar announced plans to acquire Tegna.
Two huge companies in the broadcast television world, and so I wonder what they'll call it, and that'll probably be would it be the second largest or third largest?
Maybe they'll call it Nexteg. I don't know.
Techstar.
Yeah, Tegstar. So Tegna used to be the TV stations owned by Gannett. So it's basically Gannett spelled backwards. No, it's not. That would be but it was owned by.
Good. It's close.
It's got some of the same letters. But in any case, here I'm looking at the story now.
I wonder what the future, like it just kind of makes you wonder, more regionalization possibly.
Possibly. So like in the New Orleans Marquette, Nexstar owns WGNO in New Orleans, and Tegna owns WWL.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wonder what they'll do at GNO, because GNO would be on the chopping block more than WWL.
Yeah.
Because GNO is the number 4 station.
Right.
They're so far number 4, they just kind of completely go out of the box with everything.
Yeah. So it would give Nexstar 265 stations in 44 states, reaching 80% of U.S. TV households. And in the past, like these have been kind of the deals that the government has shut down, but right now they realize that a lot of TV stations are having to compete against social media and other outlets. So the Trump administration, the FCC, seems more open to these kinds of mergers.
Traditional media utilized social media for years and years and let tech completely eat them.
Yep.
And they will swallow them.
Yes.
And that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, the TV industry is kind of looking at the same path as what we saw with the newspaper industry, really.
Yeah. You hate to see it.
Yeah. All right, we need to take a break. When we come back, Jeff Powell will join us on the show, the superintendent of Rapides Parish Schools. So stay with us here on a Wednesday Talkback.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talkback is on the way.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Wall Street observers watching Target's earnings today may have been hoping for an outsider to take over the top job. Shares fell after Target said it had named company veteran Michael Fidelki as its next CEO. The retailer is betting he'll be able to reignite sales. Fidelki will join Target's board, while current CEO Brian Cornell will focus on his role as executive chair. Fidelki takes over in February. Meanwhile, Target says it still expects sales to decline in the low single-digit percentage range this year. Its latest sales fell, but less than expected. Levi Strauss has created the new role of Chief Supply Chain Officer, and the company hired a Victoria's Secret executive to fill it. Supply chain operations have become more and more important for retailers as they navigate challenges such as inflation, supply constraints, and tariffs. Stock futures have been slipping this morning after a mostly lower close yesterday. Tech stocks were in retreat. That hit the NASDAQ, which fell almost 1.5%. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Parents, we know how important a strong start to the school year is, and Rapides Parish Library is here to help. At RPL, your child can access free homework help, online databases, research tools, computers, quiet study spaces, and books for every subject and reading level. Whether they're catching up or getting ahead, the library is your partner in their success. And success is just a library card away. Visit your local library branch or rpl.org to get started today.
So good morning. Another sunny and hot day. 97 for us this afternoon. That heat index could be as high as 105. And we'll put a 40% chance of some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. They could carry over to the early evening as well. Partly cloudy overnight down to 74. Then for tomorrow, that chance of rain bumps up to a 70% chance. We could see it any time during the day, but mostly during the afternoon. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Now back to Talk Back, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, we're back with you on this Wednesday Talk Back. Al Quartermont, Stephen Maxwell, and now joined by the superintendent of Rapides Parish Schools, Jeff Powell. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm great, Al. Good morning. Good morning, Steve. Good to see you guys.
It feels like you were just here a couple weeks ago for this segment. It's like you get to this time of year and it starts flying by.
Well, I think we're thrown off too because I was in with Miss Lindsay Green with CLTCC last week or so. So yeah, it's like it all kind of runs together.
How's the new school year gone so far?
So far it's really been phenomenal, Al. We've got so many great things going on throughout our schools. The energy and the excitement from visiting out there at schools and seeing the different things that our students and our teachers are just already doing. There's such a focus when we think about the progress that's been made in our school system. And when we did our opening of schools kickoff a couple weeks ago, the energy in the room, it was an amazing day when we talked about unleashing your hero, and having so many dignitaries and elected officials is one of the things that really kind of shocked us that day. I think 8 of our 9 mayors were there.
Wow.
We had about 70 elected officials or dignitaries, which, it was not an election year. These are people that just chose to be with our teachers and our leaders for the kickoff of the school year. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, for sure. I know you still have some construction projects that are going on at various high schools, and now you have some more that are breaking ground coming up the next couple of days.
Yeah, it's this constant reminder, really when you I think I've said it before on here, when you add the ESSER funding that we had to do some HVAC projects, we had close to $200 million worth of projects going on. And so now with we're doing a groundbreaking this week at Tioga with their new field house that they're going to be doing. And just as exciting, or maybe more exciting, is we're actually doing a ribbon cutting, which means we're fixing to open the building out at Caroline Dorman. So that's been a long time coming, right? Yeah. And so super excited. Got to go walk through those halls a little bit with the construction superintendent there about 2 weeks ago. And it's just amazing the tremendous amount of progress that we're able to make, and we're thankful for the taxpayers who are willing to kind of invest in that.
The Dorman thing was more of an expansion project. I mean, already a beautiful school. So.
Yeah. So interestingly, I mean, what most people know is, particularly those that live out there, Dorman has been full since the day it was built. Right. I mean, Woodworth has been one of the larger or fastest growing parts of our parish. Actually, one of the communities that continues to add residents there, even though, as a parish as a whole, we tend to lose residents from one census to the other. Woodworth grows, as well as a couple of other parts of the parish. And so the new addition, I was confirming with Ms. Bordelon, the principal out there, the new addition is actually going to basically double the size of the building, the capacity of the building.
I think 19 classrooms.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
And a big music room. I just was there, so I know these things. Also, y'all have, so you have that one, the AMMS is kind of getting underway too.
Yeah.
Just down the road from here, which is exciting.
Yeah, when you look at, if you drive by there and see all the work going on at Alexander Middle Magnet, also over at Arthur S. Smith at Alexander Senior High. I mean, these are major, earth-moving projects, literally earth-moving projects. And so it's fun. It's exciting. Brame's got a lot going on over there as well. So, it's the sound of progress. It creates some inconveniences. We were talking about it last night at the committee meetings that you got different things. We've had to shift things like car rider lines, which I know you know a little bit about this week, Stephen. But it's inconveniences and those types of situations. But, like we try to remind everybody, our job is to keep everybody safe as we continue to ensure that the taxpayers' dollars being invested in what they're supposed to be invested in.
And then coming up on Thursday, groundbreaking for new field house Tioga.
Yeah, that one's been a little bit of time coming as well. The Tioga folks passed a bond in the spring of last year, I believe is when it was. And so, all these processes take a little bit of time, but they have designed a beautiful building that we look forward to not just breaking the ground on it, but I believe the projected ribbon cutting date on that will be like hopefully January of 27, I think is when it will actually be occupied. But just exciting times,
Yeah, very cool stuff. All right, well, we're just off and running with Superintendent Jeff Powell. Our phone number on the BOM Bank talk line is 442-8255. We'll be back right after.
KSYL.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Cenla's best at Bricado's restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt-in-your-mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Bricado's Restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with a promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Jeff Powell, Superintendent of Rapides Parish Schools, is our guest, as we have him on every month. Man, saw the news with the Alexandria Senior High Marine Corps JROTC. That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I tell you, we've talked about the ROTCs a lot at the end of last year. Of course, we had cadets accepted into each of the military academies last year. But to continue to see our programs getting not only local, but state and even national recognition, I mean, it's just a testament to the hard work of Sergeant Hall over there and the teams that are working, that he's working with, that he's leading, and the commitment to excellence in every aspect of what we're doing. You know, we talk a lot about our athletics. We talk a lot about even the growth in academics, but really, you know, I remind our board sometimes that, you know, anywhere Rapides Parish public school students go, they win. They do great things, and we're excited about that.
Yeah, so to fill people in, they were recently named a Naval Honor School that puts them among the top Marine Corps JROTC units in the entire country, which is pretty cool, but well-deserved. Last year, they were state champions, both in the armed Blue Knights and unarmed Phoenix drill teams, 70-plus competition trophies. So, I mean, just lots and lots of success through the years.
Yeah, it's always something to celebrate, and we're glad to see them getting that type of recognition.
Yeah. Another kind of ASH-related note, Stephen did a little story yesterday about it, the documentary that's coming out on the ASH football team last year.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, I think it's Kevin Bonton.
Bonton.
He's doing a lot of work. He did Coach Smith a couple years ago, or last year. Did a story on Peabody, and so now looking forward to seeing this documentary on ASH as well.
Yeah, they're going to be having premieres at the Grand Theater this Saturday. Two of them are sold out. They have one more showing that you can get some tickets for.
Oh, that's really,
as of yesterday.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really
if you want to go, let me know. We can go. So I'm trying to get a babysitter.
Oh, yeah.
Fun, so, yeah.
Yeah, I bet it'll be good.
Yeah.
So, and having done a documentary, I know how much work that is.
It is a lot of work.
It is.
And he only did the playoffs pretty much.
Oh, really?
And it took him all that time. So imagine a whole season like you did. So
yeah, which you helped me.
A little bit.
That was 2012. I did a documentary on the football team at LC that year.
Oh, wow.
From like summer camp all the way through their playoff game.
Yeah.
Ended up being an 8-hour documentary.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was good, though. It was
But
fun.
without Steven, I couldn't have done it.
That's right.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. I know you guys were talking about the J.I. Barron driving situation at the committee meeting yesterday. Tell us what they decided and some things you are looking at.
Yeah, so we couldn't add a motion to the actual special board, but we're working closely with the having conversations with the churches that are on that road there to see if we can't decrease the pressure on that car rider line there. So it's a work in progress. You know, what we're trying to remind everybody is, look, it's the start of school. You know, give us a few days, just like always, for everybody to kind of get in their rhythm. We do school every year. And we have a lot of car riders. We have a lot of buses. We still encourage people to ride the buses. We run over 200 buses a year. And while I see some of the comments out there about, shortages and stuff like that, we run over 200 buses every single day, and so there's room on our buses for folks that qualify for that. So we do still encourage them. I was thinking this morning, how we can encourage people to carpool if several of you live in the same neighborhood. But the reality is, it's right now we're the first week still of school. Just if everybody kind of be patient, we'll kind of get through there. Thankful for all the people that are trying to help solve the problem. And so told some, I appreciated them calling last week, not with just to tell me about the problem, but to try to help solve it. And so, we talk about being better together, and this is one of those things where we're appreciative of it.
Yeah, and obviously, with social media, people make their comments, and you have to deal with all that as well.
Yeah, I think what we have to be careful of sometimes is realizing, and not that it's either or, but we have a lot of great educators that are out there busting their grits to make sure everybody stays safe, and they run through this. I don't know if you've ever actually been at an elementary school at dismissal time and watch the machine that happens. I was a middle school principal, and I worked at middle school and high schools, right? So we ring the bell, they go.
Yeah.
At an elementary school, obviously, that's not what you're able to do. And so, kudos to all of our elementary principals and teachers and paraprofessionals and bus operators and, all those groups that, spend that anywhere from a small school, 30 to 45 minutes all the way up to the larger schools, an extra hour every day just running through dismissal.
I guess people really want to go there, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's one of the good things about having a great parish where we have people that are wanting to come to our schools and do wonderful things in our schools and have access to the many opportunities here. So we're going to continue to work with that administrative team and figure out solutions that'll ensure safety of all of our folks.
And I know some of the numbers came out on how many students are in all of the schools, including the high school. And Stephen, you enjoyed covering that story.
Let's not talk about that one. Yeah, the comments on that were insane. I usually just kind of ignore them, but they're like, what about Peapod School down the road? I'm like, I don't know. I was doing 9 through 12 public schools. But yeah, Ash was the most this year.
Yes, it is. Ash and Pineville typically kind of go back and forth with who has the most. But I can't say that I didn't smile a little bit, Stephen, as I'm reading through some of the commentary.
Never doing one of those.
No good deed goes unpunished, and I really appreciated your commentary after the fact, that the facts and myths or whatever about your take on.
They're like, you hate small schools. I'm like, I went to a smaller school than you.
Right.
So. I had the largest class in my school at 35 people.
Yeah, I think it was about 33 when I graduated from Northwood.
Oh, okay.
Well. Yeah. So
okay.
But it's interesting. It's sometimes the more information you put out to people, just trying to put information out, there's no angle, there's no intent, but boy, people read into it. They're, oh, what about this? What about that? It's just, you give some and everybody wants more. And it's interesting. I did appreciate the fact that I don't think people really fully comprehend how many students we have in our schools. Yeah, so when you put numbers out like that, it at least lets people see that.
So I'm like a small town kind of guy. So when I went to Ash the other day and just saw the hallways packed with people.
It is a small town. Ash is a small town.
It is. It's bigger than my town. It's insane. So great school, though. It was pretty cool to see. I'm not used to seeing all that around my parks.
Well, suffice it to say, the numbers are in now. So, and I think you did an update, right?
Yeah, we got all the other schools, so we're good.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do the elementary schools next.
Hey, anytime, Stephen. We're an open book.
I know. I didn't expect to bother your communications person so much, but I just bothered her again. So about the Ash thing, good stuff. So, but
one other thing we want to definitely talk about. You have a household income survey that you've put out. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so this is extremely important. Thanks for bringing that up, Al. You know, used to we would have parents fill out what was called a free and reduced lunch form. You know, and it just told you whether or not your child qualified for free lunch or a reduced price lunch, and we've gone away from that. Now every child gets to eat breakfast and lunch for free in Rapides Parish Public Schools. Well, the payoff, though, is we still have to have income information from our families. So if we want to continue to be able to offer free and reduced lunch, and what we really need people to understand is, as I understand it, some parts of some of the bills that have recently passed, there's going to be a few more restrictions on some of this stuff. So we want to continue to be able to offer free lunches and breakfasts to our students. But in order to do so, we have to have those income surveys back. So we tell everybody, even if you know that you're not under the poverty lines or whatever the case may be, just fill it out. We're not doing anything with it other than we have to have a report on how many people are filling these things out, and it'll be the determining factor as to whether or not we're able to continue to be able to provide free meals. But these are also the data points that they use to determine our levels of federal funding, like Title I, Title II, Title IV, Title III. You know, and we've had conversations about the where we are with federal funds, but we do use these funds, and they are meaningful to our school system, and whether or not we get those funds are tied to, this is how we determine how many students are coming from an economically disadvantaged background, and that's what the basis of those funds are.
So whether you come from a family that maybe is in the upper echelon economically or lower, everybody gets free lunch and breakfast?
Everybody in Rapides Parish gets free breakfast and free lunch.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so even when I see some of those comments on
how long has
social
that
media
been going on?
Oh, since the COVID year. We actually qualified before that, and so that's how it started. And then, of course, when COVID hit, a lot of folks were able to go to that. But I'm pretty sure it's been at least 5 years.
So it's a federal government program where they determine an area that has an income level below that threshold, and if there's enough of those, they are eligible for that program.
Okay. Yeah, initially we only had like maybe 8 or 10 schools, I think, that qualified, and then we went parish-wide.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's not like they do this across the whole country in every county and parish.
I can't speak to that. But I know for us, it's been a blessing for.
So there is such a thing as a free lunch, then.
There is. The times they have changed from when we were growing up.
They still do Friday pizza rectangles?
You know, there's a bunch of different varieties of the pizza that we do now, but I'm with y'all. I miss the old rectangular pizza, the corn.
Yeah.
I don't know that I ever really drank the milk that much, but that pizza and the corn was something.
They had the breakfast pizzas. It was like this white sauce with the sausage on top. Yeah. Fantastic.
Wow. I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten breakfast.
I hear you.
When I went to school, they didn't offer breakfast. That wasn't even an option.
Oh, really?
No.
We're progressing, Al.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Man. It was like, your parents were like, just eat your Fruity Pebbles and shut up. Let's take a call coming in for Jeff Powell. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Well, it's not necessarily a free lunch, so to speak, because the taxpayers are paying for it.
That's true.
Now, I can understand why, if you're the homeroom teacher, you don't want to handle the wherewithal of who paid and who didn't pay and who should have paid and whatever. It's a bureaucratic nightmare. But it just seems like to me that our $1 billion trillion deficit is partly due to things like, in quotes, the free lunch and the free breakfast. And so as a relatively conservatively oriented person, I do object to what's going on. I think that all children that need to be fed that can't pay should be fed. No question about it. But you might use the same thoughts that they do in Finland, where I've worked extensively. You can be the parent of children and be a billionaire, and you get the same child subsidy that the poorest person in Finland gets. Now, of course, it doesn't mean much if you're a billionaire, but that's the way the system works.
Okay. So do you have a question or you just want to make that comment?
Well, I just kind of wanted to make that comment. It just seems kind of, well, another thing too. When young people graduate from high school in Rapides Parish, what actually determines that they are eligible to graduate?
Okay.
Have they taken some sort of series of tests or something like that to say that they have mastered whatever it is they need to master?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so the answer to that question is pretty simple. In order to graduate from any high school in the state of Louisiana, the state has minimum state graduation requirements that include passing a number of the battery of assessments. There are 6 assessments that students take in high school: 2 English, 2 math, a science, and a social studies. But in addition to that, they have to meet certain course requirements that, depending on the graduation pathway that they are on, if they plan to go to university, there's a TOPS University pathway. If they plan to go to Technical Community College, there's a TOPS Tech pathway. And they have to, that's called a jump start pathway or fast forward pathway. If they're choosing to graduate along those paths, they also have to earn some industry-based credentials that ensure that they are prepared to go into the workforce if that's the direction that they choose to pay. So choose to go. So yeah, there are absolutely minimum state requirements for all students to graduate high school in the state of Louisiana.
All right. Thanks for the call. And Jeff, we're out of time for this month. We always enjoy catching up with you, and we'll see you again next month.
All right. Thanks, Al. Thanks, David.
All right. More Talk Back. Come on.
Talk Back is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talk Back is on the way.
Hello, I'm Dr. Noah Miller. I'm the new guy at the clinics. I'm a family medicine physician from Vidrine, Louisiana, and I'm now accepting new patients. Call today for an appointment. The clinics offers a wide range of services, including primary care, family and chronic care, urgent and acute care, on-site lab and x-ray as well. Same-day appointments are available, and we accept most insurance and Medicare. Experience exceptional care at the clinics. 1587 North Bolton. Call 445-9823 or reach us online at theclinics.us. Looking forward to seeing you at the clinics.
Starting a business can be overwhelming, especially when you do it alone. Don't do it alone. Take control of your future with a Janny King Gulf Coast franchise. With Janny King, you get guaranteed initial growth, reliable operational support, and ongoing education to set you up for success. Janny King has built a proven system that gives you the tools to take control of your future confidently and with the support you need to thrive. The future is yours today at JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
Timber and oil and gas built Central Louisiana. Advances in carbon capture and storage have come along to make Cenla a business leader once again. Now, groups outside Louisiana spreading lies and misinformation have convinced some friends and neighbors to oppose this game-changing industry. The truth? Carbon capture is safe and will provide hundreds of jobs and millions of dollars for schools and roads. Log on for facts at AmericanEnergySecurityProject.org.
Storms, tornadoes, power outages. It's the season, so get prepared. Get storm ready with Southern Air. Get a free estimate on a generator, the right generator for your home and family, plus 0% financing for 60 months with approved credit. Let Southern Air help you take the worry out of hurricane season. Take action now. Visit southernairnow.com and let us bear it. Or give us a call at 318-777-5555. Keep the lights on with Southern Air.
Nothing to do?
Cenla's got you covered.
Mark your calendar. Thursday, August 21st is the Alexandria Ducks Unlimited Banquet with everyone's favorite Cajun chef, Stale Cracker, at the Randolph Riverfront Center. Tickets and tables available now.
Attention all well-behaved pets. You and your human friends are invited for the fall photo shoot with pets. Wednesday, August 27th from 9 till 1 at the library on Tioga High School Road in Ball. It's free.
If you're a Pokemon fan, make plans for the Rapides Parish Library's Creative Con on Saturday, August 30th from 9 till 1. Dress up for the cosplay contest, the fun games, vendors, and more. Details on Facebook at RPL Creative Con.
Fall Fest is full of family-friendly fun. It's coming to Coatill Lake and Boyce on Saturday, September the 6th. Enjoy live music, a kids zone, food vendors, arts and craft vendors. Load up the kids for a fun day at the lake.
Go have some fun.
Cenla Broadcasting.
Now back to Talk Back. 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
All right, we're back. Alan Stephen with you. Just have a few moments before the top of the hour, and then Greg Walker will be sliding in. And who knows, maybe Sharky, was it Sharky Sam? Sam Sharky?
There was so much excitement on that Friday about all of us going, and then none of us went.
I know, we both ended up having things going on.
Sad.
Hey, we want to remind you folks, today is one of the great days in America. It's National Bacon Lovers Day.
National who?
Bacon Lovers Day.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I bet your bacon it is.
Yeah. You're making me crazy.
I know. I'll have to head over to Atwood's, have some bacon.
No, that's true.
What do they have, bacon month? Don't they do that? They do that once a year.
I don't know, but do you like floppy bacon or hard bacon?
Kind of in between. Not too floppy, not too hard. That's right.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenla Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3, HD3, Alexandria.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Stacey Lynn. We begin with Hurricane Erin, a Category 2 storm threatening the East Coast. Meteorologist Rob Marciano is in North Carolina's Outer Banks.
They are prepping as if this is making a direct landfall. That's just what they do. They've had heavy equipment out trying to shore up some of the dunes along Highway 12 because they know that this water at some point, it's already doing it, will cut through some of these dunes and overtop some of those roadways.
The Jersey Shore could be impacted as well. That's where reporter Christina Fan is.
There are red flags along the beaches here. They are also present in the city and on Long Island. Today, the Jersey Shore could see waves of up to 9 feet, and tomorrow they could be as high as 13 feet.
Texas Republicans are expected to approve the state's new congressional maps today.
The only item on the Texas House call, House Bill 4, the congressional maps President Trump asked Texas Governor Greg Abbott to pass in order to flip as many as 5 seats to the Republicans. State Rep Todd Hunter filed the bill.
The intent of the changes was to increase Republican political performance.
Texas House Democrats hope they can win their fight in the courts, arguing the maps are racially gerrymandered and illegal. State Rep Ann Johnson.
This is about everybody maintaining their voice, their right to vote nationwide, and not rig the next election to benefit Trump.
Chris Fox for CBS News, Austin.
The Trump administration is taking steps to further deter illegal immigration. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said the entire wall along the U.S.-Mexico border is going to be painted black.
In the hot temperatures down here, when something is painted black, it gets even warmer, and it will make it even harder for people to climb.
She said President Trump was the one who came up with the idea. Peace talks between Russian President Putin and Ukrainian President Zelensky could take place in Hungary. CBS News has confirmed Budapest is among the cities being considered for the historic meeting. Meanwhile, some Republican lawmakers are speaking out about Putin. North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis told the Takeout's Major Garrett.
I would not even want to be in the same state as Vladimir Putin. That's how much of a thug and a murderer I think he is. But, you know, the president's got to deal with unseemly people. So I'm going to give the president some leeway as long as we don't all of a sudden become so arrogant as to think that we should dictate the terms of peace for a sovereign nation.
Beverly Hills is no longer the most expensive neighborhood in America. Gables Estates in Coral Gables, Florida is now taking that top spot. According to Zillow's Home Value Index, the mansions in the exclusive waterfront community often exceed $21 million. 7 of the 10 priciest neighborhoods this year are located in the Sunshine State. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking in the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword Mike Rowe to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Sean Burns. The Public Service Commission could vote today to approve an Entergy plant that would power a Meta data center in Northeast Louisiana. Here's Andrew Greenstein.
The Public Service Commission was originally scheduled to vote on approving the Entergy plant in October, but Commissioner Mike Francis says at this point, delaying it would serve no purpose.
It looks like we have a coalition of everyone who's involved that they agree we need to vote and approve this and move on.
The Alliance for Affordable Energy, however, is urging the commission to stick with its original timeline. Executive Director Logan Burke.
When enormous new customers like Meta come to Louisiana, that everyday people aren't paying more to serve a single customer.
I'm Andrew Greenstein.
It appears smoking is still on the decline in Louisiana, down 10% in 2023 from a decade ago. But Chriselle Stipe with the Louisiana Public Health Institute says other tobacco use is on the rise.
We've also seen a large increase in use in young adults between the ages of 18 and 26.
LRN.
Imagine walking where land meets sea, where every step echoes centuries of stories. This is the Portuguese coastal Camino de Santiago. From Porto's riverside charm to Galicia's wild coast, follow a path through fishing villages, ancient chapels, and windswept beaches. Walk the Camino, feel the call. It's more than a journey, it's a transformation. Join our small group, escorted by Christine and Father Joy in May of 2026. FreedomTravelLLC.com, your international travel architects.
So good morning, another sunny and hot day. 97 for us this afternoon. That heat index could be as high as 105. And we'll put a 40% chance of some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. They could carry over to the early evening as well. Partly cloudy overnight down to 74. Then for tomorrow, that chance of rain bumps up to a 70% chance. You could see it any time during the day, but mostly during the afternoon. From the Zenlaw Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 27 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Welcome back for hour number 2 of Talkback on this National Radio Day. So, of course, we had to play a little Rush, Spirit of Radio. I'm Al Quartermont, along with Stephen Maxwell. We're your unobtrusive companions, and joined by another companion.
You resemble that remark.
I do. So glad to have you with us today. Did you know the first vocal radio broadcast was transmitted on Christmas Eve in 1906 by a Canadian physicist from his station in Brant Rock, Massachusetts?
Wow. I
can't believe all these years.
You didn't know that?
I've lived without that knowledge. I mean, a funny feeling has now gone over me.
First radio
awakening.
First radio station. Do you know what it was? First official radio station in America.
North Pole?
Nope.
Oh, in New York.
KSDK in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who was the first president on the radio?
First president on the radio.
Who was the first president to have an audio recording?
Calvin Coolidge?
I think it was Benjamin Harrison.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
I can look it up.
Don't quote me on that.
Just think of how much radio, though, has transformed our lives, our culture through the years. Now, we realize that for the younger generation, they're not listening to the radio as much. But, man, growing up, I feel like radio was my number one source.
We weren't there when the families would gather around the radio.
Right.
And they had all the programs with Jack Benny and
The Shadow
and all that stuff. But you got to figure that was the milestone right there.
Yeah.
Coming from where people would get on the town square for their information and news, or go to the Opera House for their entertainment, and now all of a sudden, all of this sound effects and comedians and drama is right there, brought to you in this box.
Absolutely. And then FDR, of course, used it very effectively with his fireside chats, and people heard the day Pearl Harbor was bombed, heard the news on the radio. And you had Orson Welles with his War of the Worlds, which couldn't probably happen today, that kind of thing. So pretty remarkable.
We went from fireside chats to Trump tweets.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
I'll tell you that fireside that he's got in the Oval Office with all the gold on it.
Yeah, right.
It's a little gaudy for me.
Yeah, he tends to like that.
Well, believe me.
His gold toilet. Have you heard about that?
No.
He has to have a gold toilet.
Wow. Doesn't everybody?
It's my favorite kind.
Just spray paint it gold. Wow. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. But no, I mean, every once in a while when we have special programming, like during the holidays, Dave Gratian will find shows that are just about the history of radio, and they play clips from those old shows, and it's amazing. And just, even sports broadcasts, how those began, and, the early years, owners feared if you put the games on the radio and later TV that you wouldn't have as many people come to the games, but it actually made it more.
Yeah.
I used to listen to old Brooklyn Dodger Vin Scully broadcast on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
They took him off the air, but to me, baseball announcers was always Dizzy Dean. He had a ball out there.
Yeah.
He'd yell at the players, and he slewed into third base and all that, and the powers that be at NBC couldn't wait to get him off.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, that's what they say. And supposedly, he and who was the other fellow with him didn't get along. The third baseman, it was Dizzy Dean and, oh man, hell to get old. I can't think of the other guy's name.
Let me look it up. Who was Dizzy Dean's broadcast partner? We need to get a choir keyboard in here. Pee-wee Reese?
Yeah, Pee-wee Reese. Well, in radio, you don't.
Yeah.
It's the sound effects in the background.
Yeah, we need that.
The horse's hoofs and
right.
all that.
Oh, yeah, the people...
talk back is not enough for people. We got to keep their interest with the clicking keyboard.
That's
got
it.
the rush paper. That used to do.
Yeah. When he'd get like a bulletin, he would make his own sound effects.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in the old radio shows with the sound effects that they would produce were incredible.
That's how Mel Blanc started was Jack Benny.
Is that right?
And he'd make sounds of carriages and animals and whatnot, and then it went on. I think somebody at Warner Brothers asked him about a rabbit. I think the rabbit was the first one voice he did for the movies. Bugs Bunny. He said it's a cross between a Brooklyn accent. He says, what's the toughest accent? So he said it's between a Brooklyn accent and somewhere else up around that neck of the woods, and that's what Bugs Bunny is based on.
Interesting.
What's up, Doc?
Yeah. Rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season. I mean, growing up, those cartoons were just staples in our household.
I've said this before, but our listening audience has probably forgotten it. They're all my age. I can remember when Alpine Cable came to Alexandria. Now, I know I was still riding my bicycle, and they put it first over in Hillcrest. And back in those days, it was after the war, and there were zillions of kids in every neighborhood. And the Diesendorfs, George Diesendorf, they were on Avenue A or whatever it is, and they were one of the first to get cable. And we'd go over on Saturday mornings to George's house to watch the cartoons.
Wow.
That we could now get on cable TV from the stations throughout Louisiana.
Huh.
And looking back now, I can look at them on my phone if I want to.
That's right, yeah. And unfortunately, a lot of those Warner Brothers cartoons, they won't show anymore.
No!
They're not politically correct.
I don't understand that, because let me tell you, you get on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Which ones?
Oh, they had plenty that
got canceled?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. I like if you grew up with Cartoon Network in my day, when cable was kind of the main thing, they were so inappropriate. It was made for adults. We just watch it.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
Not in a woke way. It was just adult entertainment.
Right.
Well, there's some great material on cartoons. The writers don't write to the kids.
That's right. They said SpongeBob was written for adults. The kids like it. So.
Oh, yeah. Family Guy, obviously.
Well, that's definitely adult entertainment.
Yeah, definitely not a kid's cartoon.
I know y'all don't know this, but Cow and Chicken and Ed, Ed and Eddie and all those. They were a little scandalous. So
what was
good stuff?
It made you into what you are today.
I love it.
Wasn't there a dog that was afraid of things?
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
There you go.
That was a good one.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah.
Good shows, man.
We had.
And then I used to stay up late at night and act like I was watching cartoons, and Cartoon Network would have Adult Swim on. So it was the Family Guys, this inappropriate cartoons, and just sneak them into my room and watch them.
It's like that time, blah, blah, blah. Those are my favorite on Family Guy. It'll be that time, and it's always some pop culture thing.
It's hilarious.
I can remember we had a outfit with a TV and a Victrola on the side.
Really?
And it's black and white. And I would stay up late because around 11 or midnight, live from the Apollo Theater would come on, and I loved James Brown.
Wow.
And that's the only way I could watch him was on the live from the Apollo. And we're talking about late 50s, early 60s when this was going on.
Yeah.
But I was just his moves and dancing and that band behind him. And I said, that's entertainment.
He was. He knew how to entertain.
Hardest working man in show business.
Yeah. And then Eddie Murphy did an amazing impression of him.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Have you seen it when he's standing next to James?
Yep. Hot tub. I always remember that one. All right, 442-8255 is our number. We have a call coming in. Let's take that. Good morning. You're on Talkback. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Jimmy Sawtelle here, just calling in to be a part of the nostalgia of radio.
All right. Well, welcome on in.
Morning.
Oh, good morning, y'all. Al, I got to ask that you pontificate about this. There were two phenomenons about AM radio when you were trying to catch your favorite baseball game. One of them was this eerie feedback that just was above the voices that I missed somehow. And then when you're trying to catch your baseball team that is away on the road, and there you are with a knob called tuning, where you're like a safe cracker trying to get just the right frequency so that you can catch enough static and enough voice to find out if your team won. I don't think kids would understand just the mystique about what AM radio was all about after 9 p.m.
Oh, exactly. And you'd be able to pick up stations from halfway across the country. So I know down in these parts that in the 50s into the 60s, the favorite team for a lot of people were the St. Louis Cardinals because they would pick up KMOX out of St. Louis and listen to the games.
Exactly. Same with when cable, you talked about the advent of cable, but that's why there's so many Braves and Cubs fans.
Absolutely. Yep. The super stations.
It was what was on. But I love this topic. Thank you all for taking everybody on a trip down Amnesia Lane. This is absolutely something we need to preserve.
Definitely. Well, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
See you later, Jimmy.
Thank y'all.
Oh.
Thank you. See you soon.
Steven must have a story with CLTCC today.
Yeah, we'll be there in a couple hours.
All right. Very good. Very good. No, I mean, when I was a kid, in Milwaukee, of course, I would listen to my Brewers and Bucks games. I had a little transistor radio with a little earpiece, so my parents wouldn't know.
That's before there was China.
Yeah.
There was Japan.
Yes.
And you'd get the cheap transistor radios from Japan. And there was, like Jimmy said, you had to get it, you could hear it, get it in when it was staticky for some reason.
Yeah.
So there was that, you get it where you could hear what was being broadcast, and there was just not enough static that you could hear it.
Right.
But static was the trick on getting it in.
Or when you're trying to tune in, you hear like and then it would come in, which, at night, I'd be in bed with my earpiece in, listening to the Bucks games or the Brewers games, whatever. And sometimes I'd play around on the dial, and all of a sudden I'm picking up, Ernie Harwell from Detroit. Was it WJR in Detroit? And then the Cubs games the Cubs games I didn't get as much because they were during the day from WGN radio. But at night, when Harry Carey was still with the White Sox, would pick up on WMAQ. And I love Harry back then with Jimmy Pearsall. Those broadcasts were just, you never knew where they were going to go because those two guys would be drunk by the fifth inning. And seriously, it was just so much fun to listen to.
People like us that have a sense of humor like that ought to be locked up.
Yeah, I mean, and then when Harry went to WGN, the Superstation, and the early days of those Cubs games where you didn't quite have as much of the yuppie crowd, you still kind of have that blue collar following of Cubs games.
The Crusher crowd.
Yeah, the Crusher crowd, exactly. And he'd be out in the bleachers broadcasting the game with his shirt off, and you'd see like a stack of cups from like Budweiser's. I mean, these guys today are all...
people were people.
Oh, I know. Like nowadays, it's like, Fox News lead guy, Joe Davis. It's like, yeah, he's got a great voice, but he's got like the personality of like, this milk carton.
He doesn't offend anybody.
No, it's just very bland.
They could play him into the Baptist.
Yeah, exactly. I miss like the real personalities.
Oh yeah.
So days going by. All right. Well, we are reminiscing here on the show. We'll take a little break. Come back with more with Greg Walker.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talkback is on the way.
Timber and oil and gas built Central Louisiana. Advances in carbon capture and storage have come along to make Cenla a business leader once again. Now, groups outside Louisiana spreading lies and misinformation have convinced some friends and neighbors to oppose this game-changing industry. The truth? Carbon capture is safe and will provide hundreds of jobs and millions of dollars for schools and roads. Log on for facts at AmericanEnergySecurityProject.org.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
Tired of noisy neighbors? Want to keep pets in and problems out? Sounds like you need a Promo fence. At Promo Fencing and Lawn Care, our fences don't just work, they wow. From classic cedar and pine privacy fences to durable chain link, sleek metal, and aluminum, even decorative fencing. We've got something for every home, yard, or business, big or small, residential or commercial. All with free estimates, expert installs, and small town customer care. Promo Fencing and Lawn Care. Fences that feel like home.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Talk back. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
Alan Stephen on the air, bright and early in Louisiana, talking about the news and stories, making folks say wow. They crack jokes, keep it fun, keep it lively, keep it sweet. Mornings never dull when you're tuned into Alan Stevens beat. Louisiana's heart, where the bayou meets the sky. Alan Stephen, bring the vibe, no need to hide. They share tales of old, of folks who live nearby. Every morning's a new day with Alan Stephen by your side. Oh, it's Stephen, they're the best. Tuning is a must and it's the best. From the bayou to the coast, there's shows ahead. Morning radio got magic with Alan Stevens lit.
All right, welcome back. National Radio Day. Is it any better than that jingle, huh?
Greg sang that for us.
The line has been drawn between classic rock, the drive home show with you know who over in the and who revolted when you beat her for the award.
Oh yeah, Shy.
They got her over there.
I got her cease and desist.
And
so.
and then we got the zoo at the end when you walk in.
Yeah.
None of them match that Stephen and Al song that we just heard.
And that's so good. You know what? Created in about 10 seconds with AI.
Really?
Yep.
Don't tell management, but they'll replace it.
That's why I told them to quit playing it.
Yeah.
They might figure it out.
They could come up with a better voice, better material, and maybe put a cutout of us sitting there.
Exactly. No.
Definitely smarter.
Yeah. The ability to create with AI now, I mean, you're going to have entire movies that are 100% AI.
Hollywood's done, man.
Yeah.
It's done. Clock is ticking.
Clock is ticking.
Well, just the cost of popcorn finished them off.
Yeah.
You know what Netflix was saying is like they want to create to where you could go and talk into your remote and say, I want Batman to fight Nancy Pelosi and I want to make a movie out of it. And they'll make a movie out of it. That's like the goal, you know?
Creating your own reality.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can live in a fantasy world.
Yep.
No inflation.
That's what I'm saying.
Low insurance prices.
That's crazy. All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
When is his next seminar at the library?
When's your next seminar at the library?
We had one, two of them yesterday.
Oh.
The next one will be in September on a Tuesday. Call my office, 318-445-4516, and they'll have that information at their fingertips.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll get into estate planning in just a little bit. But we like to kind of freestyle it with Greg here this first half hour.
Yeah.
You know?
Kind of let our hair down.
That's right.
Well, what I have left of it.
Same.
We could do remember when Leno used to go on Letterman and they would do what's my beef? And Leno would always have some beef that he would talk about. Those guys were like bros. And then Leno kind of stabbed Letterman in the back to get the Tonight Show gig. And Letterman thought he was going to get it. That was his goal. Didn't get it. So he bolted for CBS.
Huh. Well, now, what did you think about that? Do you think that Leno was better in the Tonight Show?
I think Leno's shtick, if you will, is probably a little softer, less sarcastic, more mainstream. I think that's what they were looking for, whereas
he'd have a bigger audience.
Yeah. But when Letterman switched to CBS, he did change his game a little bit, I would say. And so you kind of had those two running neck and neck for the ratings.
One thing that's always amazed me, in the New York market, those shows come on at 11 when they come on here.
Right.
And people up there, it's nothing to them to stay up till 11 or 12. And then, of course, a lot of them don't go to work till 9 in the morning or 10.
That's right.
But everything's later in those markets.
Yeah, they work the 9 to 5. we're typically here the 8 to 5 or 8 to 4. But no, I mean, your nightly news doesn't come on till 11 o'clock. So those shows, think about like with Johnny Carson, it would have come on at 11:30 and lasted till 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because he used to do a 90-minute show, and then they cut it back to an hour, and that's when they brought Letterman on with the Late Show, which I guess for that market didn't start till 12:30, which is crazy.
Well, things have really evolved. I need to dig it out. People talk about Laverne Perry, Little Riders or whatever that was at KLB. I actually have a card from the shows before that, before Laverne Perry came on. I can't remember the name of the guy. He went up to the Monroe station, but he had his own little...
Mr. Wonder?
No, it wasn't Mr. Wonder. He went to jail, didn't he?
I hope you weren't on his show, Greg. I hope you didn't do any camping trips with him.
No. But the fella, I'll find his name, but he had the original show on KLB where all the kids would come after school and sit there and they'd show cartoons and whatnot. I think it was the Circle 5 Riders or something.
This was before Steven's time, but like all the local stations would have to have their own kind of local live programming to fill a lot of the time. You didn't have syndication really back then. So everybody had the studio where they would do their live shows. When I was a kid, there was like a show called Romper Room. That was but that
Romper Room?
Romper Room. That was the name of the show.
Well, the good thing about the cable was if you were sick and in the kindergarten up through grammar school, you had to stay home.
Yeah.
And with the cable, you could get all these great CBS shows that we didn't have here in Alexandria with just NBC.
Yeah.
You get the Captain, Clarabelle,
Captain Kangaroo,
down in Baton Rouge, Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
Baton Rouge needs to zoo, and then he'd do the Monday morning march with the imaginary flute.
Yeah.
He'd go around the studio, and that's what made us into what we are today.
That's true. Well, we had Bozo the Clown. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
There was a Milwaukee version of Bozo the Clown, but he would tell inappropriate jokes to the kids. And it went on for a few weeks, and then they finally caught on and what was going on, and he got booted off the air. Oh, man, the dude was classic.
That's so like that one with Billy Bob when he plays Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it
Bad Santa?
Bad Santa?
Bad Santa.
Yeah. So, hey, let's take a call. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, you guys are talking about nostalgia. As a 11-year-old child, I learned how to be an entrepreneur when cable TV came out. You remember those brown wood paneling boxes that were like a Gerald box with the red letters? Well, if you were handy with a paperclip, you found yourself with a little extra credit come report card time, because if your teacher lived in your neighborhood, they loved that you could give them free cable with a paperclip. Remember that?
I never learned that trick. Now, if we had the internet, everyone would have known that one.
Oh, my entire neighborhood got free cable for a while, and those were Gerald 400 boxes. I can't remember who made them. And then they came out with the 450, and then you had to be a little bit more keen. But, oh, man, I miss all that stuff. You can go online. There's a couple guys out there. There's a guy who does all the old Chicago stuff. He's called fuzzymemories.tv. He's got all the stuff we looked at, Al. I mean, down to the commercials. He's got what was it? The what hotel? The Giggle Snort Hotel. You remember that one before? He would come on with Bozo. All kinds of great stuff. Check it out. It's a good time. And I have a thesis. If anyone stayed up late and you watched this stuff, like remember the Three Stooges used to come on at midnight and stuff? If you need to go to sleep as an adult, you throw that on and you're out in 2 seconds.
That's true. That is true.
Thank God for the old black and white Zenith.
Fuzzy Memories TV. That's what you're talking about, right? Fuzzy Memories TV.
And there's another guy who does the Saturday morning cartoons, so you can sleep in an hour late or two. You don't have to get up at 6 a.m. to watch the Snorks like you used to in 1982. It's called Moan Media, Monemedia. He actually won an Emmy Award, I think, but he puts together everything from the start to finish, from when the commercials started at 6 a.m. with Captain Kangaroo all the way to the afternoon ABC special. You remember they used to have the ABC special, story time. story break. Well, I'll tell you, sometimes when that theme song plays, you can get a few tears in your eyes realizing how long it's really been.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Wow.
Have a good one, you guys. I'm going to run at 8:30. I got to head up to 9 o'clock. Great show.
All right. Thanks so much.
You got it. Bye-bye.
We need to take a break. More coming up.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Lowe's is expanding its building materials business. The home improvement retailer says it's agreed to buy foundation building materials for almost $9 billion. Meanwhile, Lowe's reported quarterly net sales that matched Wall Street estimates. Earnings beat. Wall Street observers watching Target's earnings today may have been hoping for an outsider to take over the top job. Shares fell after Target said it had named company veteran Michael Fidelki as its next CEO. The retailer is betting he'll be able to reignite sales. Meanwhile, Target says it still expects sales to decline in the low single-digit percentage range this year. Its latest quarterly sales fell, but less than expected. Futures are slipping this morning after the sell-off in tech stocks yesterday. That hit the NASDAQ, which fell almost 1.5%. The S&P 500 was down about 0.6%. The Dow was little change to higher. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
The clinics welcome Dr. Noah Miller, family medicine physician, to our team. Dr. Miller from Vadrine, Louisiana, is now accepting new patients. Call today to schedule your appointment. The clinics offers a wide range of services, including primary care, family and chronic care, urgent and acute care with on-site lab and x-ray. Same-day appointments are available, and we accept most insurance and Medicare. Experience exceptional care at the clinics, 1587 North Bolton. Call 445-9823 or look us up online at theclinics.us.
Put some fun in your future with Pleasure Pools. Right now, get a 16 by 32 in-ground pool for just $39,995. Financing available. Pleasure Pools has been building top-quality fiberglass, gunite, and vinyl pools across Louisiana and East Texas for over 30 years. Want more? Add a spa, waterfall, or custom feature, and we've got you covered for maintenance and remodeling too. Call 318-357-9000 or visit pleasurepoolsinc.com.
We didn't take to retirement like we thought we would.
We got bored.
So I thought I'd book a trip to Italy to celebrate retiring.
We didn't speak Italian.
We didn't then. We do now. Because of Babbel.
Babbel is the refreshingly easy-to-use app for learning a new language. With more than a dozen languages to choose, Babbel uses immersive lessons to teach you vocabulary and grammar in a way that sticks.
We set a goal for 15 minutes per day.
That's all we needed.
And Italy was just...
Bellissima.
That means beautiful.
In Italian.
From interactive lessons led by experts to conversation tips on real-life topics, Babbel's revolutionary teaching style keeps language in your head and easy to remember. Celebrating 15 million subscriptions sold. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
So good morning. Another sunny and hot day. 97 for us this afternoon. That heat index could be as high as 105. And we'll put a 40% chance of some afternoon showers. The thunderstorms, they could carry over to the early evening as well. Partly cloudy overnight down to 74. Then for tomorrow, that chance of rain bumps up to a 70% chance. We could see it any time during the day, but mostly during the afternoon. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK back.
Welcome back. Here we go, and we have our little partner right here, all smiley-faced, and his name is?
Michael.
Michael. How old are you, Michael?
5, already told you.
5 already told you. Okay, what school do you go to, Michael?
Atwater.
Atwater? Is that Atwater?
Yes.
Atwater. Is that near water?
No.
What water is it near?
No water.
No water. Okay, Michael. Michael, is your mommy here today?
Yes.
Okay, your mommy's here today. We're going to find out something here, Michael. We're going to find out how well do you know Mommy? All right, now, no fair peeking.
This could go in a lot of
What I want you to do is tell me, what color is your mommy's hair?
Blonde.
Blonde.
writing it on the board. So this is that Bozo the Clown show I was telling you about.
Blondie. Blondes have more fun, don't they, Michael?
Yes.
Yes, sirree. And now, tell me, Michael, how old is your mommy?
They threw the numbers away.
Boy, I guess Santa Claus is going to be real good to you this year. They threw the numbers away. Well, I'll tell you what, Michael, just take a wild guess. How old do you think she is?
I think she's 30.
About 30? Not 35.
No.
No. Okay, you just scored some points there, Michael.
Bozo with a Milwaukee
30.
accent.
And now, let's see. Here, let's turn around a little bit. Let's everybody take a look at. How tall is your mommy?
I think 9 feet.
9 feet.
That's a tall mom.
That's tall.
That's tall, boy. I'll tell you, she's a tall gal, all right.
Tall gal, all right.
Okay. Now, how much do you think mommy weighs?
About 6 pounds.
About 6 pounds. And now, let's see, Michael. What color eyes do you think she has?
Blue.
Blue. Well, let's see here. Blue. Now, can you go get your mommy? Could you go get her and tell her to come on over here? Let's see if you can find her. Where is she? Mommy! Oh, Mom! There she is. Michael, can you bring your mommy over here? Come on over here, Mommy. Well, now let's see how good Michael did and how well he knows his mommy. This is, hi, Mommy, what's your name?
Gail Ganley.
Gail Ganley. Mm-hmm. And this is Michael Ganley.
This is Michael.
Hi there, Michael Ganley. Now, let's see, Mommy. Hair is blonde. Is Miss Claire all a friend of yours?
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature, yes, sir. We're just teasing there, Mommy. Age is 30.
That's about right.
Did they throw the numbers away?
Yeah.
They threw the numbers away, huh, Michael?
Yes.
Okay. Height is 9 feet. How close is that, Mommy?
I think we have to shrink a little, don't we?
We'll have to shrink a little bit.
You're about
9 feet to you.
Yeah, 9 feet.
9 feet. Okay, we'll keep it at 9 feet.
Adults do
Weight
seem
is
tall to kids.
6 pounds.
Oh, not quite.
Not quite. We were pretty close, though, Michael. Maybe about 26. Okay.
That's too heavy. That's the giant's weight.
And her eyes are
Blue.
Beautiful blue. I think they did a pretty good job. Let's give them a hand. Thank you for coming by, Mrs. Mommy and Michael. As soon as we're done with the show, I'm gonna fix you up with a little treat. Okay? All right. We're gonna go break away, but we'll be right back.
Oh man.
Bozo had to take a break to go fix him a cocktail.
That was kind of a calm segment for what he would do, but bad.
You know, there used to be a show, Kids Say the Darndest Things.
Yeah.
Art Linkletter came on about 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
My grandfather had a routine. After he'd eat lunch, he'd go rest for a minute and watch the Art Linkletter show.
Yeah.
So if I was hanging around with him, I'd watch the Art Linkletter show, and it was pretty funny. It was the same thing. Of course, Art wasn't any Bozo the Clown.
Right.
In his questions.
Exactly. Well, I remember they reprised that show, and the host was
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Oh.
Well,
They knew what good entertainment is.
Exactly.
that's what I used to watch back in the day.
Think about it, though. Bill Cosby was like one of the biggest stars ever. Just ever.
I didn't believe this. When Edwin Edwards got elected the first time, they had a fundraiser over in Lafayette, and they brought in Bill Cosby.
Wow.
And so a group of us went to the fundraiser to watch Bill Cosby. Dr. Huxtable, Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
It was the filthiest. Really?
He went blue, huh?
Yeah, it was worse.
Wow.
What's the female comedian now on these roasts? She's got a foul mouth. And then there was Lisa Lampanelli and all that. This was worse than any of that stuff.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, man, where did this come from?
Sure it wasn't Richard Pryor?
No, it wasn't at all.
Wow.
I've heard his stand-up was kind of raunchy sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to go on a date with the guy. Right.
Definitely not.
Phones we go. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
The guy before Laverne Perry was Cactus Jack.
Yeah, Jack
I can't
McCall.
remember the last name. though.
Jack McCall. That was his name. Jack
Cactus
McCall.
Jack. Yeah.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you for that. Cactus Jack. I think about the wrestler. Mankind.
Mankind, yeah.
What was its real name? I'm trying to think. It's on the tip of my tongue.
You know, what causes that? Somebody yesterday or the other day said, I said, well, I'm in between the card shop and the dentist. And saw Mark and the dentist. He says, what's the dentist's name? Well, it's Dr. Hilton. I couldn't think of that. And I'm sitting there thinking, and this guy's looking at me, and he had said something about coming and seeing me professionally, and I'm thinking to myself, boy, this guy ain't going to come see me because I can't even think of the name of the doctor. It's next door to my office.
Mick Foley. That's
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley.
You know, for $3,500, if you give Mick Foley $3,500, that he gives to something for some wrestler that committed suicide young in her life, he will come and make a personal opinion.
Really?
And he'll come watch a Raw or any of the shows with you and your buddies.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
He seems like a good dude.
He is.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. Staples and tax and
I know.
fire, man.
Yeah,
And that's what, what's his name? The guy that sent you the
Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose.
But now he goes by, he's got a different name now. John Moxley. I think that's who it is. Yeah.
I just can't get into that.
Oh no! I mean, they have
That's
they have
horrible.
like the thing with like nails on it, and they like slam them in the back.
Yeah, glass.
Yeah. It's No, I agree.
That's not entertainment.
That's crossing
to me.
the line.
Yeah.
It's crossing the line.
That's like watching a bunch of horrible car wrecks.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
that's entertainment.
Right.
Got his head cut off.
Yeah, exactly. All right, more coming up with Greg. We might talk a little estate planning.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
KSYL. The world once needed lots of paper made right here in central Louisiana. Now we're making a comeback with clean methanol. Beaver Lake Renewable Energy will turn Louisiana wood into fuel, creating hundreds of direct and indirect jobs and giving loggers a steady market again. It's not just a plant, it's a promise to our land, our people, and our future. Visit beaverlakerenewable.com and find out how we're putting central Louisiana back on the map.
You too could have a beautiful smile in as little as 12 weeks. Exclusive to Today's Dental in Pineville, Virtual Align Clear Aligners, the fastest, most convenient, affordable way to straighten your teeth for people on the go. Plus, they're invisible. No one will know you're doing it. Experience the Virtual Align difference. Call Today's Dental at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. 448-4540.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is zero and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Now back to Talk Back. 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
All right, we're back. Greg Walker, our guest. Time to talk a little estate planning as well. And we were talking earlier off air about just how much things are getting expensive, have been getting expensive for years. So how do we tie that into estate planning?
Well, people better take some steps to make sure that they don't go broke with medical costs in the future. To me, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Is the medical expenses. And the best medical insurance you can't buy. You got to be broke. And
isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. And you've paid into the system, and the deal you made was, look, I'm going to pay in the system, but when I get old, 65, you're going to give me a card for Medicare.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like the name of some of these bills. It has nothing to do with the bill.
Right.
The You're going to Save Money in the Future Act.
Right.
Yeah.
Inflation Reduction Act.
Yeah, there you go. And, but, the medical costs are outrageous, and if providers don't want to provide, they don't. I'm continually getting stuff saying we're not going to cover this, we're not going to cover that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's face it, government is broke.
Yeah.
So how can they take care of us?
Yeah.
And the population is aging.
Right.
And when you look at the statistics, it's downright depressing. 7 in 10 people over 65 will need to go to a nursing home at some point in their life. Maybe not stay there.
Right.
That's one hell of a statistic.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking $10,000 a month for that? And then you find out that Medicare is not going to care for you with that. And so a lot of people, this is what I found. People are in denial. I wanted to get the word out that things can be done. The misnomers were that you had to give your stuff away to qualify for this. You don't. And you can retain ownership, you can retain control, you can retain the income, and you don't have to give it away. I thought that would appeal to people. And I've had people tell me, well, you need to get the word out. Nobody knows that this is available. So I went to the expense of getting some guy to do this Golden Years commercial that's running on TV. And I think the response is people are in denial. They understand that.
Yeah.
But everybody I talk to says, I'm not going in a nursing home. And then their children pipe in, oh, we're not going to send mom or dad to the nursing home. We would never do that. We're willing to stay over there 24 hours a day to care for them and just let our kids stay at school and not have to take them around to football and soccer and those kind of things, which I know is not going to happen.
Right.
People just do not have a realistic expectation on what's going on. I call it the Dirty Harry simplex. Do you feel lucky, punk?
Yeah.
Everybody's feeling lucky that it's not going to be them. And when I give a talk, I'll pick out 10 people. And I'll say, which one of you 10 are the 3 that's not going to need to go to a nursing home because the other 7 are? That's what the statistics show.
Wow.
And it's just something that I don't think we'll ever overcome. People are optimistic, and really the only time I see them is when their parent went in and they depleted everything they had worked for, or they have a friend that did it, and they say, I don't want this to happen to my children.
Wow. Now that is kind of depressing.
It is.
Yeah.
That's why we don't talk about this for the first half hour.
Right.
We don't want listeners to turn us off.
Yeah.
But I had my presentation yesterday. I had 2 big crowds that came, and it's as much informative for me as it is for them. Both of them lasted 2 hours.
Wow.
And I was able to answer their questions and elaborate on things. I've got a nemesis, and I know their name, I just can't find them. The name is somebody.
Yeah.
And somebody is telling these people a lot of bad information.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's lawyers that tells them.
Yeah.
Oh, you want your stuff to go to your kids? Well, that's what's going to happen. And you don't need to do anything. Yeah, you need to do a lot, even more so in this world, because there's so many threats out there.
Yeah.
If you've got anything, and I mean very little, people will say, well, do I have enough? If you have anything, I can assure you somebody wants it.
Yeah.
The government wants it. Lawyers want it. The medical people want it. The pharmaceutical companies want it. Everybody is looking for your money because it's a scarce commodity. And they don't get it unless they lower interest rates and free money starts flowing out of the pipe.
Right.
But you have got to do some planning, and your planning is only as good as the attorney that you go see. I hate to say it, but this advertising, I can get on the Yellow Pages or on the internet, and everybody's an expert at everything. Now, you know good and well that everybody can be an expert on these things, but advertising, who's to challenge?
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of advertising, we need to take a break.
All right.
More with Greg coming up.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics with 27 providers and 3 locations. Someone can see you today. Stick around. More of Talkback is on the way.
Summertime in Sinlaw is here. Time to explore. Feeling adventurous? Go biking or hiking in the National Forest, or camping at the many recreation areas that offer canoeing, kayaking, boating, and fishing. Fun for the whole family. Check out the animals at the zoo, on a petting farm, or at a drive-through safari. Love golf? Then hit the links. And for those with the taste for freshness, don't miss our farmers market. Want more ideas? Go to explorealexandriapineville.com. 2 cities, 1 epic summer.
The Acadian Ambulance membership enrollment is now open. Members enjoy many benefits, including a 30% discount on ambulance transports, a nationwide discount program on products and services you use every day, and savings on medical alert and security systems. Protect your family for just $84 a year. Learn more about all the benefits and the low cost of membership by calling 800-256-JOIN or visit myacadian.com. Hurry, the deadline is Friday, September 5th.
Jackpot fever is here from the lottery. It's easy 5 times. Choose your 5 numbers for a chance to win a cash jackpot starting at $50,000. Add Easy Match for a chance to win up to $250 instantly. Play Lotto. For just $1, choose your 6 numbers for a chance at a starting jackpot of $500,000. Now that's a whole lotto cash. Feel the power by playing Powerball with a starting jackpot of $20 million. And for an extra $1, power up with Power Play to increase any non-jackpot prize. Play Powerball. This game is mega huge. Play Mega Millions. The jackpot starts at $50 million. An automatic multiplier feature gives you a chance to multiply any non-jackpot prize up to 10 times. Catch your jackpot fever from the lottery, always giving you a reason to smile. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
Talkback. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
All right, we have a few minutes left with Greg Walker. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Good morning. Appreciate the show. Thanks for all the information, Greg. A couple of questions related to trust. First question, if a person has a trust and there's a successor trustee and they've also have a power of attorney and they've named someone else as the power of attorney, then that person that's the trustee becomes incapacitated. Is there a legal precedent as to whether the power of the agent or the successor trustee would be the one controlling trust issues, or is there a potential conflict there?
Well,
and then the second, I'll go ahead. I'll let you answer that. Okay. Then I'll ask my second question.
Go ahead. Give me your second question, and we'll.
The second question is, if a trust is the beneficiary of an IRA, and the trust designates additional people other than a successor trustee or another trustee as a beneficiary of the IRA, and then the IRA owner dies, does the living trustee control the beneficiary IRA of the other individuals that were named in the trust?
I understand both of your questions, and those are excellent questions. And here's the answer. A lot of times when we talked about trustees and powers of attorney and executors and all these terms that get bandied around, they all start sounding the same, but they have very different functions. The trustee is the individual that you entrust to follow your instructions. It's as simple as that. And you pick the best person for the job. The agent, or in a power of attorney, is simply someone who is your representative. And they're only your representative as long as you're alive, because once you're gone, you don't need a representative. So that's their function. So they have different jobs. There is no conflict because their responsibilities are different. Now, with regard to leaving your retirement account to a trust, this is why it's so important who drafted the trust. Because your question says, what happens if you have more than one beneficiary to the trust? How's that handled? Well, if the trust wasn't drafted properly, the way it's handled is it's divided to everyone, and the distributions are based on the oldest person. And you get a very poor result. And that's why it's so important that if a trust is going to be the beneficiary and we're going to take advantage of the pass-through, see-through rules that the IRS has, that your trust be properly drafted and specify who can and who cannot get it under what circumstances. Now, one of the things I see a lot of trusts that are drafted by other attorneys that didn't know what they were doing. And so when I'm faced with that situation, that let's say we have the wife and a bunch of kids that are potential beneficiaries, I have them disclaim it. I have the people below disclaim it, so there's only one beneficiary to get around that. That's a great question. We'll pick up with it in 2 weeks. Thanks, caller.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you for your call. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're hearing the music, so that means we are out of time. Always goes so quickly with you, Greg, but the good news is we'll be back in 2 weeks.
I look forward to it.
Always.
I'll bring my box with me.
There you go. Please.
Something that Stephen may need in the future.
I'll definitely press the button.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenlaw Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3, HD3, Alexandria.